Hey guys, what's up? Alright, it's Double Deuce back. I told you guys I would do a quick video on how to make the rear fairing that I made out of the cap. And that's what we're going to do today. Here we go. Hey, welcome back everybody. Double Deuce here. Double Deuce on the loose, look out, here we go. We're going to do a little modification here. Yeah, these caps, they've been around forever. You know, at first they used to be part of the earlier Bruisers. And actually, I don't know if the Mountaineers had them or not. I can't remember, but anywho, I think they're kind of overplayed. You know, it's time to do something different with them. So, here's what I did. First, I'll peel this plastic off over here they come with. So, you're going to need your cap, a marker, some kind of a scratch pad. I'm going to do something different with the scratch pad. I'll show you guys, for those of you who don't want to cut your cap up and you want to give it a brushed aluminum look, red scratch pad, 3M, work beautiful. And you're going to need a roll of 3/4 inch tape. For all those who are out there wondering, yes, I bought this tape. I work in a body shop, so that's kind of an inside joke for everybody. I got a couple of, like 18 cases of it around here. Got it on sale. All right, so here's what we do. You peel it off, right? Just peel off a big piece. Doesn't matter how long you want it, just so it's longer than the cap. And here's what I did. Okay, right on the very edge of the cap, right here. You just want to kind of put it right on the edge and just roll it down. There's no science to this or nothing like that. You just follow it down like that. Okay? And you do the same to this side. You just follow it down like that. Alright? Now, so now you've got this part of your, this is going to be your front half of your fairing for the back of the window. It's going to fit right in there, and you're going to use this screw that's going to hold it right to the roof. Okay? Now, probably should get rid of all this crap inside here, all these doodads and things, but that's what we're going to do right now. I'm going to take this apart real quick, and then I'll be right back. And we're going to pop the rear louvers out too. So, hang on. Now, we got the brackets out of the inside. You can see we got them all over here with all the extra hardware and all that. You can put them in a bag for a rainy day or another build someday. Now, one thing I want to go over with these louvers, if anybody's familiar with these things, they're not glued in, but the holes on the inside are like flush fit. So you got to really like kind of snap them out. There you go. Now you see the two holes I got there, and this and that. Now, so you keep your louvers off to the side. Okay, now we got the basic shell. What we're going to do now is get some more tape. Okay. Yeah, you probably need a piece. I don't know, maybe, I would say maybe 6 inches long or whatever. Just have yourself a little extra. So here's what I did. Okay. I left myself just about 3/16 of a gap down here. Like that. And I'll tell you why. And then I brought it right up to kind of like just where it starts turning over the roof. In a straight line, just like that. Okay. Now you see where I'm going with this, right? We got this rough cut out, and I'm going to do the same to the other side. 3/16. The reason you want that little gap there is because you're going to use the back half of this thing. You're going to use that little extra right there, and you're going to cut this too at the back. All right. So now, here's what we're going to do. I just eyed it up when I did mine. Now, a lot of people ask me when I did mine, how I got the little wing on the back here to protrude so much on mine, because mine's way up there. It just happens naturally when you put it together. It wasn't even meant to be. I actually looked at it and I thought, well, gee, that was kind of odd. You know what I mean? But all right. So here's what you got. Okay, you see how I got that taped up there? Now what you're going to do is you're going to cut here to here. All right, across here and here to here, all the way down to the end. Then you're going to cut this right here, all the way across and down the other side. Okay. Now, this is your option here if you want. You're going to have two pieces, or three pieces. Now, you have the front half, the piece in the center you cut out, and then you're going to have your back half. Now, I chose to open mine up because you can put the louvers back on it and fold it down, and it'll still be at an angle with the louvers. If you like that look, before you cut the back out, you know, kind of put it together and see how you like it. I wanted mine open, so what I did here, I used about 1/4 inch. I used 1/4 inch fine line tape actually, and I just taped it off around here, and then just cut the center out of it. So now I just got this outer shell here. All right. So I'm going to cut this thing, and I'm going to come back, and I'm going to finish up the video and show you guys how to glue it together. Okay, now we got it all cut. Ah, the magic of editing, huh? Now, the reason I told you guys you're going to need a marker is because there's some people out there that have a handicap, and I used to work with a guy, he was dyslexic, so everything he did was backwards. I mean, transpose numbers, and we used to put tape down and stuff for him to cut a frame rail, and he always cut it on the wrong side, and the frame rail was always an inch short, or the stripes he put on was always backwards from the other side of the car. So for those of you who have trouble, I can just cut up against a piece of tape without a problem. But for those of you who aren't sure about it, just take a marker and draw it out, okay, and remove the tape, and then just cut on the line. Okay, that worked best for the guy I work for. We used to have him cut on the line. Now, I didn't cut the back here out, okay, because I wanted to show you guys what it looks like. So these are the two pieces you're going to use, all right? And what you're going to do is you're going to super glue these together, okay, like so. Now I'm going to take the tape off. Now, there's going to be a couple other things you're going to need here too. I didn't have on the list when I first got down here because I'm at home and I don't have the stuff here with me. But I'm going to tell you what it is. Okay, so that's what you're going to have right there. You're going to have three pieces, and this is your piece you cut out. Now, if you look, the very front of this thing, you see all four tabs are still on the wasted piece that we cut. Now, you can save this for another project. You know, if you want to put a visor on it or something, you can come up with something, you know what I mean? Doesn't matter. License plates, whatever. Now, you can scratch pad this thing up, and then basically super glue these two pieces together, okay? Now, what I did was I sanded all the chrome off. A lot of people strip them. That's a messy thing, but you really don't have to strip them. You can just sand the chrome off with like some 100 grit, 150 grit, or 180 grit, or something like that. You're going to need a little bit of Bondo too. I use polyester filler. You can buy it, you know, in any auto parts store, Walmart, or anything like that. You can buy Bondo. So when you get all this stuff sanded down, okay, on the sides over here, I sanded these right down flat to get rid of the windows, okay? And then what I ended up doing was putting a piece of tape on the back you can heat these up a little bit too. Actually, I took a grinder and just ground them down, and they kind of melted flat. And then when I glued the two pieces together, okay, I got rid of this lip right here, and I just kind of stopped it just about midway. As you can see up there, midway it just turns flat. Okay, when you get it all glued together, that's what you're going to have. Okay, now the reason I didn't cut that out, because if you wanted to put the louvers back on it and have an angled piece with the louvers in it, you could still do that too if you wanted to have some kind of a space or something to put your, you know, your battery pack in, or your, you know, your radio setup or your light setup or whatever you wanted to put back here. You can do that too. Okay, and so that's what you're going to end up with. So like I say, glue it together, sand off your edges, you know, get rid of your windows, and then use the filler and just fill in your spots, and use a good lacquer primer when you're done to prime it up. So the reason I want you to say lacquer primer is because it sands very easily, and it's a good filler. And if you get a chance to use you can use regular Bondo, but if you use the polyester filler, they have a lot less bubbles, air bubbles in it, so you don't have to keep going over it and filling them. So that's what I did right there. It was a simple cut. Like back here in the corners, you put some tape in the back to back it up, and put a little filler in these corners too if you want to keep the long thing. Now you're going to have a gap down here, okay, in your bed. And if you wanted to, you could probably hack something, I don't know, it ain't quite long enough, I guess. Or you could put something in there to drop it down to your bed to be creative. But like I say, I cut mine right out, right around where that window goes right there, and brought it down so it was open. So it looked like the fairings that they put on the trucks, actually back to the 80s and 90s and all that stuff. They were a big hit on these things. And you know, that way there, if you choose not to use the roll bar or something like that, you can do this. And what I did on mine, okay, I drilled 2 holes right here and right here, right into the back of the cab, and I mounted these 2 holes here, and I got the one up here. So that way, if you do open it up, you can pick the thing right up and use it as a handle, and it ain't gonna come off. So, but now, like I say, for those of you who wanted to have a stainless or a brushed aluminum look, you take the scratch pad, okay, and just lightly go over this thing back and forth lightly, so you don't burn through it. And when you do that, you see it gives you a brushed stainless look, or brushed aluminum look, say, or stainless. It's, you know, I tell you what, you can burn right through this stuff really easy, so just be careful when you do it. And so if you wanted a raw looking aluminum wing on the back, you know, or a cap, you could do that with this, you know. Fortunately, you're going to have to cut the windows out of this thing, unless you open these up, but you still got to deal with that one right there, the way these windows are, because I was going to open mine up like a triangle right here, but I chose not to. So anyway, that's, like I say, that's how I did this. Any questions, comments, or whatever, you know, feel free to hit me up. And then I scraped the chrome off the back of this here and here, and I glued this right there with some super glue. And then I made a little filler panel right here out of styrene plastic, you know, that went in there. You really don't have to do it, you know, but because you'll see the back seat protruding out there. But like I say, that's what it looks like. So it is what it is, guys. Like I say, like, share, subscribe if you want. I want to thank everybody for supporting me. My little 4-stroke video is really taking off, and you guys are out there sharing it up for me, and I really appreciate that. Like I say, I like to do these things for you guys, and you know, any ideas like that right there, you know, putting a gas engine in and all that stuff. I mean, you know, you got the idea in your head, get it out there. And you know, like I say, the worst idea in the world was one that was never, you know, pursued or tried. So okay, guys, hope you got something from this. So I'll catch you later. Adios.